What do we think? I don't know how I feel about it. It's really weird on my eyes, but I need to change up my battery. So this is currently what our tank looks like. Steve, Tim named him. Steve is over working on the bubbler, and Sandy is over here. Steve actually was cleaning the, like, actual, like, castle last night. So it looks so much better. This one here was just covered in the algae. So the snails are doing a great job. I cannot see in my, like, peripheral visions because of this thing, but goofball, careful. I got in my cricket today and I'm super excited about it. She also got in 2 books. Target was having a sale. It was buy 2 get 1 free. So I got her Ralph Breaks the Internet and then Thomas's Night Before Christmas, the little golden books. And she has a Thor one, I believe, on its way. But this feels weird. The one that I got from Dollar General was so much better. This has like felt lining on the back. It just, it fits weird, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but I did get some treats to make a ashtray. So I have to remake the one that I was making as a custom order because I messed it up. I left it out in the cold, in the sunroom, and it gets pretty cold back there at night. And I left it out there after I made it, and it messed up the curing process, so it was still very tacky. I tried sanding it down and spraying with spray paint and stuff like that to try to save it, and it just looks horrible. I don't feel comfortable about selling it, nor does Tim. He thinks that it would kind of give the shop, like my Etsy shop, a bad rep, and I agree because it looked horrible. I'll show it to you guys here in a minute, but I picked up 2 bags of normal M&Ms, and then I grabbed these M&M minis, and I'm going to be making an M&M ashtray. So I am pretty excited about that. This is the ashtray, though. It turned out so good, and then it just didn't. So that's what she wanted in it, was the Jeep. She wanted it clear with orange sparkles, which it turned out the way that she wanted. Like, there were no sparkles over it or anything like that. However, it's just very sticky. You guys can see up here some of the dryer lint got stuck to it. And it's overall very sticky. And then now these sides are like clouded because of sanding it and the clear spray paint and stuff like that. So I did not feel comfortable selling it like that, and like I said, nor did Tim. He would much rather I waste that one and make a new one. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go ahead and, like, I just went ahead and threw that one away. And I will be making a new one tonight, and then the M&M ashtray I think I'm gonna make tomorrow morning, or maybe tomorrow night or something. Actually, I could even make it tonight because I do have more ashtray molds that Tim got in. However, I can't open them because they're his packages, they're his name, and he gets mad whenever I open his packages even though it's my stuff. But he paid for it, so it's okay. And then a little info. So I had to go up to Meadville, obviously. We had to get the packages. There were actually 5 packages up there today. 4 of which came today, and then 1 was up there since Friday. But I had a cry on the way up to Meadville. So I ran out of my Brio Ellipta. This is what it looks like. It's the Brio Ellipta 100 mcg, 25 mcg, or whatever. This is what I take daily for my asthma. And I had an appointment back in January, but they canceled it. And they just never, like, got me in to be, like, rescheduled or anything like that. So I just went without. I still have my pills and everything like that. Well, I ran out of my Brio prescription, so I called them, and they told me that they weren't allowed to send me any more refills in until I see the doctor, because I missed my last appointment, even though it was canceled. So I went ahead and, rescheduled that appointment, and they couldn't get me in until the end of December. That is when they are able to get me in because he's so booked in, or booked up, or whatever. So I was like, great, like what am I gonna do until December? Like I can't get my Brio. And I ran out last night, or not last night, Friday night or Thursday night. I went all weekend without it. I think it was Friday night that I ran out. I feel like I keep hearing Tim, but I don't. So I called them today. I was like, is there any way that you guys can send over a prescription for it? Being that my appointment is in December, you guys are booked out until then, and I need my Brio. Like, I can't go without my Brio for too long. And she told me, I wasn't the normal secretary for Dr. Lamba, so that's my pulmonologist. There's 2 secretaries in that office because there's 2 doctors. And so I was like, well, is there something you can do until then? And she said that Brio Ellipta was being discontinued, and that they would have to wait until my appointment in December to give me anything different. I was like, well, I'm gonna be ended up in the hospital every other week if that's the case. Like, I cannot go without it. And she's like, well, I can see if they can send something else in because they're not doing the Brio anymore, so we can't fax that over. And I was like, all right, whatever. And she called me back. She's like, so we can put you on the Advair. And I was like, no. She's like, well, that's all the more we can do. I was like, I was on Advair for 5 years and I was still in and out of the hospital. And she's like, well, give me a minute, and hung up, like, rudely. So I called back and spoke to the secretary that actually handles my pulmonologist's client, and she told me that they do plan to discontinue the Brio, but I can still get it for as of right now. So she went ahead and faxed over that prescription, but like, I was legit panicking that I wasn't going to be able to get my Brio. And come December, when I have my appointment, she said that we are going to discuss other options instead of the Brio. And I will be stuck doing a trial and error type thing again, because after getting off the Advair, so a little back history, I was diagnosed with asthma at 17 years old. My senior year of high school, I was diagnosed, and it sucked. One day I was in school, I was fine, and then all of a sudden I was having an asthma attack, and it was something that I grew into. And we were kind of expecting it because my mom was the same way. She was diagnosed at 19. We figured I would be out of high school before it hit. However, I was not. It was my second week in of senior year, and I ended up in the hospital. I missed out on a lot of my senior year because I was in and out of the hospital, and all these doctors just kept telling me, well, lose weight, and asthma will go away. Ow, Ella, hey. No, ma'am, you do not pull on me like that. My knee is hurting today. Okay? You don't need up on the counter. Anyways, so I missed a good chunk of my senior year. I would have an asthma attack. I would end up in the hospital for a week, get out. 2, maybe 3 weeks later, I would be back in for another week. So it sucked, and I had a lot of work that I had to catch up on, and everything like that, but I still managed to pass, just barely in some classes, but I did graduate, and everything like that, so that was fine. It just sucked missing school and everything. Like, with marching band, flag line, I was in the like flag line, people that twirl the flags. There's other names for it, but I can't think of them right now, but that's what I did in high school. And I ended up missing a trip to Kennywood because I was in the hospital and everything like that. Like, it was awful. Fast forward 5 years later, I ended up switching to a different pulmonologist because Tim and I had moved in here and there was just one closer. This doctor actually decided to work with me. He took me off of the Advair and tried me on 3 other medications before trying me on the Brio. Since getting on the Brio, I have not needed my breathing machine. I have not needed the albuterol solution for my nebulizer. I have some just in case I relapse or, you know, go without my Brio or whatever. I do have the albuterol bottles and my nebulizer still readily available, but they're kind of sort of packed away. To where if I would get into trouble, we know exactly where the stuff's at. Tim can go and grab it and help me out. But back before, when we were doing the trial and error, the one medication, I ended up being allergic to something in it, and I was doing breathing treatments twice every hour, and I should only be doing them once every 4 hours, 4 to 6 or something like that. So it was definitely not working, and I went back in and we switched me to the Brio Ellipta, and things changed dramatically. I was able to breathe much better. I had no wheeziness. I didn't end up in the hospital with asthma attacks nearly as frequently. I have only been in there twice since starting the Brio for asthma. And that's because I was told to stop my Singulair by my OB back when I was pregnant with Austin. And we think that might be why I lost Austin, because I was in the ER and they did give me, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a steroid shot, and they say that they don't give it to pregnant patients unless the positives outweigh the risks, and one of the risks was a miscarriage, and we believe that that's what happened with Austin, but we have no concrete proof. So even if my doctors would tell me next pregnancy, or if they had told me with Ella to stop taking my Singulair, I would refuse and I would just keep taking it, because I would much rather be able to breathe and continue on with a pregnancy than to end up in an asthma attack and lose my baby. So other than that, like back when I was pregnant with Ella, you know, I was pregnant all through the summer. I was 8 months pregnant in August, and I was out walking 3 miles a day in the dead of heat with no problems. Like, I was able to breathe. I was able to do it. If I had tried to do that before getting on the Brio, I would not have been able to. I would have been stopping every 2 minutes, needing a breath. Like, we went to Waldemere before I went on the Brio, and I would have to like go up the water slides, like all of the steps. I would have to stop like every flight of steps and wait like 3 minutes because I couldn't breathe. So this Brio, I call it my miracle drug because it's dramatically changed my life for the better. It has made it so much easier to breathe. You know, I can walk, I can do stairs, I can do all of that without feeling the need to, you know, having to stop and take a break or use my inhaler or, you know, whatever. I have had the same inhaler for over 4 years now. And I have only used maybe 50 of the 200 puffs, and that is amazing. I was going through an inhaler every month or 2 weeks. So the fact that it's the same one that I've had for years is amazing. And a lot of the time I would take a puff right before I laid down with Ella because my breathing would obviously get constricted a little bit when I'm laying down to go to bed when I was really pregnant with her. So the last like few months I used a puff every night before bed, and I woke up feeling better. It's just so much better with it. Like today, I can feel that I haven't taken it in the last couple of days. My chest feels tight. You guys can probably tell I'm trying to take deeper breaths. I'm running out of breath a lot quicker. Without my Brio, I'm in trouble. And I would end up in the hospital, and that would leave Tim to take care of the house, take care of Ella, and try to worry about me, all while maintaining his job. And it would get hard. You know, it would be very hard. And I'm not looking forward to going through this trial and error because I can't afford to go into the hospital for weeks on end because of an asthma attack. I can't afford that right now because I do have a child to worry about at home. You know, I can't just ship her off to my nephew or my sister-in-law's house and ask them to watch her day and night for a week so that Tim can go to work. And I can't do that. So I definitely have more to worry about now. Hopefully we can get it figured out. Tim found a pill, like a inhalation thing, kind of like the Brio. It's the same makers of Brio. It's essentially the same thing as Brio, but it's a different name and there's one more ingredient. Tim said I should ask him about that and see how I'd handle with that, as long as they're not going to discontinue it. But yeah, so I'm hoping, wishing, and praying that they decide to keep Brio around because it's what works for me. And if you guys are asthmatic, you guys know it sucks. And losing weight has not helped because when I was pregnant with her, I lost so much weight and I was still having, you know, the asthma symptoms if I didn't have my Brio. So that, and my senior year of high school, I actually lost a lot of weight. It would have been more, however, like, they tell you need to lose weight, but then they pump you full of these steroids that make you gain weight, and it just does not work. So hopefully we can get all this figured out and I don't end up in the hospital every other day or every other week due to asthma attacks because I don't have my Brio. So for all of my fellow mamas with babies in diapers, please pay attention. So this is, it's about a diaper cream. This is what we got for Ella. Triple paste is what it's called. Comes in this big tub, which is 8 ounces. Or you can also get it in a little, like, 2 ounce, like, kind of like the Desitin in, like, the tube. Ouch. So the 2 ounce thing is not a good deal, but I did end up getting one for in her diaper bag before. It is $7.47, or this big thing, this big 8 ounce thing is $15.86. So it is a little pricey. However, this stuff works amazing, and we just got through. It's not even quite fully gone yet. You guys can barely tell, but there's still some in there, down like in the bottom corner ring here. But this lasted us a year and a half. And we ended up buying another one because it's like we ran out of it almost. And this has been applied every single diaper change for a year and a half. And it helps so much. It keeps the rashes away. If she does get a rash, it clears it up within 24 hours. And there's only been one rash that she's had that she's needed a special ointment for, because we battled it for about 2 weeks before finally getting some assistance from our pediatrician. But this stuff works amazing. It's a little pricey, but like I said, that $15, $16 stretched a year. So that's a good price for us. And the You know, the nice thing, it's worn off on this one now, but this one was good until like 2022, I think. Let me go in to her new one here and see when the expiration on that one is. She just startled the heck out of me. So this is her new one. I literally just opened it, haven't even used it. It comes like this, and then it comes with like a metal like ring type thing, kind of like a Pringles can, you know. But this one is still brand new, you guys can tell. But the expiration on this one, where is it? This one is good until July of 2025. So if we don't use this after she's like fully potty trained and everything, I will have no issues putting it away for baby number 2, because it is fantastic. Will buy again. That's the only cream that ever worked for her. We tried Desitin, we tried the like Aquaphor, we tried other generics, and nothing worked. But the triple paste is the thing that did the trick, did the job, got the job done, and done properly. So if you guys are interested, this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. However, I wish it was. I wish Triple Paste would sponsor me, because it is seriously the best. I made another ashtray yesterday before I got Ella up out of bed from her nap. It needs sanded down because there were some air bubbles that had risen to the top that I need to sand down, but I tried to make another two-toned one, so it's got like white up here and then blue. It didn't go as great as the red one, but it still does look pretty cool for the most part. I mean, there's some areas that are all messed up on it, like they're not as crisp, like right here, because the powder got built up right there that I was rubbing on the mold. But this is an ashtray that I'm going to be listing up for like $8 because it does have some defects. And then, like I said, I need to sand it down because there are some air bubbles, if you guys can see, along these sides here. So I need to sand it down and get that taken care of. But really wish I knew what I did to deserve this pain in my knee. So the other day, I don't remember if I told you guys or not, but the other day I was at it's like a little hot dog place Tim, Ella, and I all went to, and I went to stand up and my kneecap popped out of place and then popped back in real quick. And then it usually hurts for the next couple of days, but it didn't really hurt except for like right after I did it. And then today I woke up, and I think it's because it's raining and everything, but it is just miserable. It hurts to walk, it hurts to bend, it hurts to keep straight, like it just hurts. And yes, it actually, my kneecap does pop in and out of place on occasion, because when I was in 10th grade, I was marching and I messed it up. Like, I was in flag line. Get out of the garbage. I was in, get out of the garbage, please. Thank you. I was in marching band with the flag line, and I had to keep going. I couldn't stop. And I messed it up, and then I continued to mess it up every step that I took for the remainder of the night. And I had to power through the pain and keep twirling and everything like that. Like, it was miserable. Turns out I had torn like a ligament underneath of my kneecap or something, and it never fully healed properly, so now it just pops in and out on occasion. Hasn't happened for a while. The last time, I think I was like 4 months postpartum with her. I went to stand up after going pee, and I didn't even have time to pull my underwear up because it had popped out and everything. And when it does that, if I don't have something to sit back down on immediately or fall onto, I fall to the floor. just because I can't hold myself up when it happens. I ended up falling to the floor because I couldn't get back to the toilet in time. I had taken like, I stood up and went sideways. And Tim had to come pick me up off of the bedroom or the bathroom floor. So yeah, that was fun. But yeah. So I'm just in a lot of pain tonight, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end today's video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are on asthma, please let me know what medications you take, to see if there's something that you guys take that might help me. If not, I will just see you guys all tomorrow. Bye.